What's up, y'all? Welcome to the second episode of the Joker's Funhouse. And in this video, in this episode, I am gonna have a topic of discussion. Okay, this is about COVID 19 and my beliefs on the whole situation. I recently found out that I have friends that smoke marijuana that did not contract the virus. I told my grandfather about that. My grandfather, I think, in a sense, is an anti marijuana advocate who said, who was basically comparing marijuana to alcohol, saying that what if there's alcoholics who didn't contract the virus? And I'm like, I don't think so because marijuana and alcohol are two different things. I told him what I believe, and he fucking shit on my beliefs because in his state of mind, he's like God. He's never wrong. He's always right. He's right about everything, and I'm always wrong about everything. But I could care less what he thinks, you know. And besides, some medical expert, I read an article that marijuana prevents and treats COVID 19. Well, a certain strand of marijuana. And I probably, before I got put on probation, smoked that strand without knowing because I smoked a hell of a lot of marijuana before I got put on probation. And it's just crazy, you know. Because my boy, Ruben, he smokes marijuana religiously. He even has his own marijuana card. He has a marijuana card. How come he don't have COVID 19? I bet you my grandfather couldn't explain that. He'll just say something else to change the subject because I think, in a sense, he knows I'm right. But I'm not saying I'm right and I'm not saying I'm wrong. But according to medical experts, people who smoke and use marijuana don't contract COVID 19. It's something about the marijuana that helps them. And people who don't smoke marijuana contract COVID 19. And he was like, out of all the people who died from COVID 19, what are the chances that they use marijuana? I'm like, I don't even think there's a chance that they even fucking use the shit. Because not everybody smokes marijuana. Not everybody does drugs. And marijuana is not a drug, it's a plant. And I think and probably this whole COVID 19 is a reason for them to keep it illegal because I think they know that it treats it and it actually helps people. But my grandfather is all like, oh, marijuana ain't a cure for everything. He likes to talk to people, he likes to talk to me like I'm stupid. That's why I don't like having conversations with his ass because with the things he says and the way he says things, he really pisses me off. And I can't wait until I get off probation because I am gone. I am going to Kissimmee. Right now I'm in fucking shithole Polk County with a bunch of demons. I thought the demons in my head were bad, but the demons around here make the demons in my head like angels. Man, it's just some straight up bullshit, man. If you have any comments or anything to say about this, then comment below. You're always welcome to comment on my videos and on my content. I could care less if you do or not, but I want to know what y'all think. Because I was talking to this guy the other day, good friend of mine. He owns the store like right here up on 4th Street. He knows who I'm talking about. He knows who I'm talking to. And he said that marijuana does cure shit. It actually does help people. As you can see, I got a bunch of stylists, but not to change the subject, marijuana does treat certain things. And I said, what if we don't actually need a vaccine, but people need to smoke marijuana to treat this? And every time I bring up the topic of marijuana around my grandfather, my grandfather shows that he's uncomfortable about that type of conversation. And he treats marijuana like it's the worst drug in the world, and it's like fucking like fucking meth or crack or some shit. But marijuana, you can't compare that to marijuana, because for one, people don't make clothes out of marijuana, out of crack or fucking heroin or meth or any other shit that is out there. And besides, you don't always have to smoke marijuana. Marijuana can be used for other things. But in a sense, he doesn't support marijuana. His outlook on marijuana is the worst possible thing for people to do. People who do it are fucking like crackheads and meth heads and shit like that. I'm like, man, you can't compare it to that. You know, you can't compare potheads to people who do other shit like that. But he got on some real stupid shit. I wish I recorded a video, but I did record a video while I was in Walmart, and I'll show that video later on in the show. But my grandfather's like an anti-marijuana advocate. He's like William Randolph Hearst, but worse. He's worse than William Randolph Hearst, because he's the type of motherfucker that would protect the pharmaceutical industries. Because if marijuana was legalized, nobody would be in the hospital. Nobody would even go to the hospital, because they'd be using marijuana. And marijuana will treat whatever they have. I'm not saying marijuana is a cure for everything, but marijuana is a cure for most things. Besides, I remember a time back in 2018, I was sick. I had like a fucking badass cold, sore throat, coughing up shit. And I was with my ex at the time. She was taking fucking cough medicine, Robitussin, I believe, or some kind of shit that they kept in the fridge. She took that shit. Me, I wouldn't take it. I smoked bowls. I smoked fucking weed. And I coughed all that shit up. I started feeling better day by day because I was smoking weed. And this big fat lady, looking like fucking Norbid from the Eddie Murphy movies, talking about, oh, you're gonna get a summer cold, bitch. I never got a fucking summer cold. I spent all my time smoking weed, and when all that shit cleared up, I didn't get no summer cold because I depended on marijuana. Marijuana is medicine, but she wouldn't know that because she believes in whatever the talking television says, whatever the talking pictures say. But people like that are just hopeless causes, you know. They believe whatever the fuck they want to believe, and they doubt your shit, tell you you're wrong and shit, because they're truly brainwashed. I'm not trying to get political or get on the conspiracy theory level, but marijuana actually has its benefits. It has health benefits. Yeah, the vaccines are out. Yeah, I know that, but what are the chances of a possible side effect? My grandfather says, oh, you need to get the vaccine. I'm like, yeah, well, this is my opinion of it. Okay, supposedly I do get the vaccine. What are the chances that I don't get violently ill and then die like a couple of days later? Shit, if I was to get the vaccine and actually die, I'd make sure that I hold the people who gave me the vaccine responsible, as well as my grandfather, because he was the one who bullied me into it. But I ain't gonna take no vaccine. I ain't gonna take no vaccine, you know. My mom didn't get the vaccine, and my mom ain't even sick. She don't even have COVID-19. And besides, To end this topic of discussion, let's ask one important question. Okay, if there's a virus with a 99% rate of recovery, what's the point of getting the vaccines? I think it's all part of a system of control. It's all part of a system of control to control the masses, to control me, and to control you. But as far as their system of control, I'm not going to let it control me, you know? I even had my own opinions. I posted shit on Facebook stating my opinion that they're using this whole virus thing to control people's lives, to alienate people, make people scared to live social lives and actually socialize with people and stay away from people. Well, it's working for my fucking big head ass grandfather because he believes anything TV says. TV is like his Bible. Hell, if TV told him the sky was green and the grass is blue, he'd believe it because that's just how he is, man. You know? He's the type of motherfucker who believes 2 plus 2 is 5. And 5 plus 5 is 9. Shit like that. And if you disagree with him, he'll fucking ride your shit and fucking call you out on it. No matter how wrong he is, to himself, he's right. Well, you're right to somebody, whatever the fuck, you know. Because people like that, I can't talk to people like that. That's why when I get off probation, I am going back to Kissimmee because I am not dealing with this shit. Besides, I was going to go back to Kissimmee during probation, but my mom says she doesn't want the probation officer coming over to her place in Kissimmee. And then she told me, don't tell the probation officer not to come to her place. And I said, I can't do that. So I'm going to wait until probation's over, then I'm going to haul ass to Kissimmee. Point blank, period, you know, because this dude is unbelievable. I don't even know what to think of this guy. This guy is just fucking nuts. He believes that 2 plus 2 is 5. And people like that, you can't tell them they're wrong, no matter how wrong they are. But yeah, I was in Walmart today. I was looking at some stuff that I could put my tablet up on so I could do my videos. I saw a lot of nice ass tripods, and when I have the money, I'm gonna get that. And there's a mic that you could put on the top of your tablet or on the top of your phone, and I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna connect it to my phone or my tablet, whatever device I use to do my videos, and hopefully the sound quality will be better and other shit like that. But yeah, that's my topic of discussion about the whole coronavirus vaccines. Maybe we don't need the vaccines. Maybe the vaccines is all part of a system of control, and that maybe if marijuana holds the key to preventing COVID-19. Because with all the friends I have, they're all potheads, they all smoke weed. They ain't telling me, hey man, I have COVID-19. I tested positive for COVID-19. They're not telling me that. And then I have a neighbor over here, doesn't smoke marijuana, don't even use marijuana because he has a job, he has a family. Him and his whole family tested positive for COVID-19. And he don't even use marijuana. I'm thinking, what if marijuana holds some kind of key that prevents people who use it from getting it? Because my friend Ruben, I'll tell you a story. He went to a party with his brother Greg. His brother Greg was practicing the whole social distancing, staying 6 feet apart, wearing a face mask. And Ruben was in the same room as somebody who had tested positive for COVID-19, but they were smoking weed together. Explain to me how Ruben did not get the virus, even though he was around somebody, smoking with somebody who had the virus, and his brother Greg, on the other hand, following all the CDC's rules to a T, got the virus. You can't explain that. You can't explain that. But I believe marijuana holds some sort of key that if you use it religiously, you won't contract COVID. You won't contract COVID-19 if you use marijuana. But I'm not trying to be political or get into a conspiracy theory on the whole issue. I'm basically trying to do a show. And I don't want to be demonetized for stating my opinion, because I guess that's what happens in this day and age. That if a platform, a social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, or even a platform such as YouTube don't like your opinion, you automatically get demonetized. And I'm not trying to get demonetized just because I make an opinion or have a belief on some sort of issue. You know, it's ridiculous I have to say things like this, because we once thought that we live in a free country, but we don't live in a free country. We live in a country that's based on a system of control. Yeah. But why does it have to be that way? What happened to this country, you know? There I go, being political. I'm not trying, this is not a political show. This is not a political. But then again, I think this whole COVID 19, when discussing COVID 19 or even talking about COVID 19, it always leads to a political discussion. Either a political discussion or one of my discussions about how marijuana might, I'm not saying it will, but might hold a key to treating or preventing or curing COVID 19. And even if marijuana was the cure for that shit, you think the media would actually tell you that marijuana cures COVID 19 or gets rid of COVID 19, or people won't contract it if they use marijuana? Of course not, because they want to make money. They want to make money, you know? And of course, you don't have to pay for the vaccine, because people like Bill Gates poured all his money into having it made, and he paid the government to distribute the vaccines. But no, I'm not going to accept a vaccine. Oh yeah, while I'm talking about the COVID-19 vaccines, I was telling my grandfather about something I heard on the news, but he immediately dismissed it, just like a fucking news outlet would dismiss something. I'm like, yeah, supposedly I do get fucking COVID-19, but haven't you heard the possible side effects? There's possible side effects to stuff that big pharma puts out, you know? You take a pill, for instance. Okay, you're taking a pill that will treat what you have, but they also mention there's possible side effects to it. There's possible side effects to every drug you use except for marijuana. And marijuana is not a drug, it's a plant. And you don't really have to do anything to a marijuana plant. All you have to do is water it every so often. And when it grows, it starts to buds. You get buds on that plant. Now, with cocaine plants, it doesn't sprout cocaine. You have to do shit to make cocaine out of it. Coca leaves. You have to do shit to it. But marijuana, all you have to do, marijuana plants, you just put water on it every so often, let it grow, let it get plenty of water and sun, like just like any other plant, and it sprouts these buds. It sprouts buds. You get the buds off the plant. I think you let them dry out. I don't know because I've never planted marijuana. Actually, I have planted a plant, but it always died over time. But you let it sprout some buds and you just cut the buds off the plant. Marijuana is just one of those natural herbs. It's a natural herb. It's not a drug. I don't think it's a drug at all. Plus, I think I'm going to get political for a moment. If I'm not mistaken, I think in the Constitution that there's an act, either in the Constitution, the amendment, or the Bill of Rights, that there's a marijuana act. There's no cocaine act, there's no meth act, there's no heroin act. There's a marijuana act within the Constitution, the amendment, or the Bill of Rights. One of those three. I was reading about it, but I can't tell you right off the bat which one it was. But I think in a way my grandfather's a communist. He can't respect human rights. He doesn't respect the rights of others. If people have a different philosophy or a different way of looking at things, he tries to make them see it his way. And if they don't see it his way, he fucking gets mad about it. I thought we lived in a country where we tolerated other people's beliefs, you know? Like with my grandma in Christianity, she believes in God. And not everybody necessarily believes in God. Me, I'm in the middle. I'm not necessarily going to say I'm a Christian because that'd be putting a label on myself. And I don't want to label myself like that. I don't want to label myself anything other than being myself. And I don't know. Most I could say is that people like my grandfather are just plain out nuts. He believes what he believes, and I can't really say anything about it without him fucking jumping to conclusions. And he doesn't talk to me. He yells at me. I'm like I'm like thinking, dude, when you're making a point and making a statement, you don't have to yell at a person. Just use your inside voice. Talk like a normal person. You don't have to shout. Jesus Christ, man. When you talk to people, you don't have to yell at them. Talk to them. But yelling is like his first language. The only English language he knows is shouting, yelling. I'm like, hell, when I talk to people, sometimes I can be a little bit annoying, but I don't yell at them. I don't yell at nobody. I use my regular speaking voice. I don't shout. I don't yell at people, you know? But yeah, that whole issue is crazy. And I really don't know what to make of that shit, you know? Some of y'all might have opinions on that, and if you do have opinions on that, feel free to comment at below and let me know what you think. If not, then that's cool. But yeah, I'm gonna show my stylus I bought at Walmart. I do have that video of me being at Walmart, but I'm going to show that during this episode of the Joker's Funhouse, even being that that's the only thing I could show. I could only show my own videos on here. But these are the stylists I bought. There's like, there's a good amount of them. There's 10 of them. There's 10. There's 10 different ones. And there's a pink one, there's a blue one, there's two black ones, two silver ones, one silver one, one gray one, and two white ones. And a green one. I think I named the green one too. My grandfather's just one of those people who don't respect personal beliefs and personal choices. It's like being a kid with my grandmother. When I was a kid, she used to always force me to go to church. Always. And she she would always say, "Oh, you could go to church if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to." And she would ask me, "Do you want to go to church?" And if I, well, this is how she'd say it. Okay, do you want to go to? I want. I want to know if you want to go to church. If you don't, if you say no, I won't get mad. And so there would be times where I say no, I don't want to go. And then she'd get like real mad, bang, fucking hit shit, fucking kick things, throw a fit like a fucking 5-year-old kid. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like to myself, what the fuck? You said you wouldn't get mad if I said no. And there you are throwing a fit, fucking kicking shit, getting mad about fucking shit. It's like you're basically telling me you have no choice. You have no choice. You don't have free will. You have to go to church. I'm like, oh my God. But I think that's why people stay away from Christianity and stay away from the church. Because there's people like that that say you have to go to church. You have no choice. And thinking back, if actually given a choice, I might have decided on my own free will that, hey, I'm going to go to church. You know, you can't just shove something like that down people's throats. That's how you push people away. That's how people how people pull away from you. The more you push, the more they pull, you know? You got to respect one another's beliefs, you know? We live in a country where we have a freedom to believe whatever we want to believe. And our freedom, I'm not trying to be religious about this, but our freedom doesn't come from the government. Of course, I'm going to mention that our freedom comes from someone much higher than the government. Benjamin Franklin once said, or one of these people who wrote the Declaration of Independence hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that our freedom was endowed on us, given to us by, you know, God. God. Besides, God believes in freedom, you know, God believes in free will. If God was the type of being who didn't believe in free will, he'd make us worship him. And he could do that, but he chose to see if given free will, how many people would actually follow, would actually worship, you know. He don't make people worship him. People worship him by choice. And I know this, but I'm not religious, but I have like fucking right behind me, I have like what? A lot of Bibles. I have about one, two, three, four, five, six Bibles, plus the other Bible I got while I was in jail because for some reason when you're in jail, there's nothing else to do except read. So I read the Bible. I haven't read the Bible from beginning to end, but only just enough of it to know that how the creator is. And I'm not trying to get religious. This is not a religious show. I'm not like one of these televised evangelists that says, send me your money or you're going to hell, that live in fucking mansions, or like Joe Osteen, he lives in a fucking mansion and he has a fucking car that costs more than your house does. He drives a Lamborghini. And I was like telling my grandma, she has a book of Joe Osteen, Becoming a Better You, I believe the book's called. Or How to Become a Better You. I'm like, why are you putting money into his pocket when he has a car that costs more than your house? Costs way more than the mortgage on your house. The reason why he's on TV and everyone knows him is because he's sold out. All these televised evangelists sold out. Billy Graham, he's sold out. Even though he's not really Christian, he's a Satanist. But I'm not here to point fingers or expose anything or nothing like that. It's just stuff I look up. I look up a lot of different shit, like conspiracy theory related shit, but I'm going to keep that out of this video. I'm going to keep it out of my show and out of these episodes, you know? It's just crazy, man. But let me go ahead and, I don't know, take a commercial break. Probably show a clip from one of my videos I took on my phone. I'll probably show the clip to a video I did earlier. I can't show the why I quit smoking meth video. You could always look that up. I'll probably leave the link of that video in the description, but I can show you the video of I took in Walmart. Peep it. We'll be right back. What's up, everybody? So I'm at Walmart. I was mostly looking for computer software. I don't think I really need any computer software, but I just thought I'd check out what they have. Even though I'm not down the aisle where the computer software is, mostly I see is books and movies. They got some pretty decent movies. Oh man. Hold on, let me turn the camera towards this right here. Next time I have money, I'm definitely gonna get that, even though I'll have the complete series to the first one. Hopefully this will be here when I come back to get it, but I don't know if it will. But anyways, I mostly came here to get my medication and things like that, and yeah, I'm just checking out Walmart. I got some stylists. Oh, sorry, I froze for a moment because I'm looking at some flash drives. Who knows, I might need one so I could make a whole discography of videos. Apparently I can't flip the camera when I am doing a video, and I'm not even at the point of live stream status because I don't have enough viewers. or subscribers. They mostly have cases and things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go see if I could find some editing software, video editing software. There's a lot of people here. And I don't usually wear my mask unless I'm going to probation or other places that require me to wear a mask. You know what's funny? Okay, Walmart has games for the PS5, but they don't have a PS5 itself. But they have some pretty decent games. I'll tell you a game I would play online if I actually had internet at my grandparents' house, even though my grandfather's a complete square and he doesn't want to get internet. I would definitely try playing Fortnite because I've seen people on YouTube playing that, and I thought it was pretty awesome. And next time I have some money, I'll definitely buy The Sims 4 with the Star Wars bundle. Even though I already have The Sims 4 at home and that's like my favorite game to play. I think there's like 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, that I'll play. I play The Sims 4, Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, and Batman Arkham Knight. And if I'm not playing any of those 4 games, I'm mostly getting it down on Injustice, which is pretty dope. Yeah, I thought it was a rare opportunity to shoot a video in here. Although I don't see any computer software programs, mostly stuff for tablets and cell phones, smartphones. Even technically, a smartphone isn't really a smartphone, but I did see a tripod. I did see a couple of tripods I wanted to get next time I come here. I just got to make sure that I remember to get them when I come here. But definitely, when I come here, I'm going to get me some tripods. Something to hold up my tablet or cell phone when I shoot these videos, so I don't have to constantly hold the phone or the tablet in my hands. Well, I'm about to leave Walmart, and what else? Yeah, I'm gonna leave Walmart, and next time I come here, this video is to remind myself to get some tripods, so I could just have something to hold my phone up and not have to lean it against anything. Same thing goes for the tablet. I like to look somewhat professional. And oh yeah, definitely I need to get me a microphone for my phone or tablet, whatever. I saw one back there that looked pretty decent. And I don't really buy movies here because all the movies that I could ever want, I download them from this video app that's on my phone. Hold on. I like to look at things before leaving. There's volume 1 through 5 of Family Guy. I don't think I need to get that again, even though I've seen all those episodes. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave and close this video. So yeah, I like to kind of remind myself through videos to get certain things. So yeah, next time I come to Walmart, I am gonna get me one of them microphones and I'm gonna get a tripod. And that's it. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. What's up, y'all? I'm back and welcome back to the Joker's Funhouse. Now, during my, what I would call a commercial break and showing you my Walmart video, while I was gone, I was at the store. I was at Circle K here in Fort Meade, bought a Polar Pop and a Butterfingers, well, two Butterfingers actually, because there's two halves in it. I was asking the question. My question was, can you smoke weed on YouTube? Because I was talking about when I get off probation, live on Joker TV. Well, not live, but right on Joker TV, I was going to fire up a blunt and smoke. But the cashier at Circle K said that I can't do that because there might be kids watching. But here's my point and my response to that, and I'm going to do it in a video. Well, which I'm doing right now on the Joker's Funhouse, is that if parents are so concerned about what their kids do, what they watch, and everything, then responsibility lies with them to put them in the right direction. If parents don't like their kids watching my YouTube channel, if they are watching, then they should do something about it. But you can't blame me, you know? I'm just being me. Besides, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to, every time I upload a video, restrict kids from watching? Because I don't believe in any kind of restrictions. Besides, think of all the people who actually smoke weed in movies or in fucking videos such as what I'm doing. I don't believe that I should even have any restrictions. It's simple. If parents don't like the language I use in these videos and if their kids are watching, take your phone away from them and explain to them why you shouldn't watch these videos. I'm not a role model for anyone and I'm not trying to be. If you don't like the fact that I say fuck too much, don't report me. Don't report my videos. Then go to something else that's more family friendly. I shouldn't have to tell you that. My content on YouTube is adult only. It's for people with common sense. I believe there shouldn't be censorship. There should only be fucking parents being strict with their kids about what they can and can't watch. Besides, if I had my kid and my kid went to look at my videos, I'd take the phone from him. I'd tell him, look, son, you can't watch this. You're not old enough. The language I use, I don't want you picking up. If you're gonna pick up bad language, you're gonna pick it up somewhere else. You ain't gonna pick it up from me. Just like I did. I picked up bad language from television and other shit like that. But yeah, parents have all the controls in the world to tell their kids what they can and can't watch, what they, you know what I'm saying. And parents, and well, as I was saying, well, YouTube, you shouldn't demonetize people's videos because they cuss too much or they smoke weed in their videos, because there ain't nothing wrong with that. Besides, I know tons of channels on YouTube that people smoke weed in, but no legal actions were ever taken against them. What, are there exceptions for that sort of thing? Hell, it's not like these people were on YouTube or made a video of them smoking meth. Why the fuck would you demonetize someone for smoking weed? What, am I not supposed to smoke a blunt on Joker TV? Well, most I could say is if you have a problem with that, don't watch my channel. That's the most I can say. And parents, if I ever do decide to smoke a blunt on YouTube or smoke any weed on YouTube, I'll kind of help you do your job. I will restrict the video so your kids can't watch it. But that would be the only video I restrict, because I'm not going to restrict every single video I make. Besides, parents, you should have more control over your kids and what they do and the people they associate themselves with and the influence and the people they consider role models. Besides, YouTube should be like TV. When a kid's watching something he shouldn't or she shouldn't, parents should step in and say, hey, you can't watch that. You got to watch something else. Change the channel. Hey, if you catch your kids watching one of my YouTube videos and you don't feel comfortable with them watching it, take the phone away from them. Or either put it on something that kids should watch. But my YouTube channel, I don't think kids should even watch it. Besides, when this episode is done and I upload it, it's gonna have that little parental advisory, explicit content little label in front of it, so you know that there's gonna be coarse language in it, and it's not for kids. Speaking of using foul language and smoking weed and shit like that, well, I don't see anybody having a problem with Grand Theft Auto 5. Hell, I played that game before online, and parents, I probably seen some of your kids playing that shit too. Because I used to have a headset. And kids probably around the age of 5 are playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I ain't kidding you. There's more kids on there than adults, trust me. But I never talked to them. I never really played Grand Theft Auto 5 with them. I mostly go into solo sessions because I hate when people kill my character. But it's whatever, right? Hold on a sec. I gotta grab my Polar Pop because I bought a Polar Pop and a Butterfingers. So this guy said that this cashier at Circle K said that kids watch YouTube, but probably not as much as they play Grand Theft Auto 5. Trust me, online, I hear little kids playing that game. Plus, that little bastard child that is supposed to be my dad's kid, that fat nightmare. I ain't even gonna say her name because her name's not worth speaking. Her kid used to play that game a lot, and he's only like 8 or 9 years old. So if kids are learning bad words, it's not from my channel. It's from playing video games, watching movies they shouldn't, watching TV shows they shouldn't, or they're picking them up from their parents or other kids that they know. Yeah, I was Google searching is can you smoke weed on YouTube or in a YouTube video? And they said no, you can't. And then another search result that was related to mine, I don't know how, asked if you could smoke cigarettes on YouTube. But I don't see why not, because on in almost every video I make, almost, not all, almost every video I make, I have a cigarette. But if there's kids that are actually watching my channel and they take up smoking cigarettes or smoking at all, I'm not going to be held responsible. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. I'm like, hey, your parents are supposed to teach you right from wrong. I'm just here for entertainment. I'm here to entertain, do videos, that sort of thing. I'm not going to take any responsibility on how children act, because that relies on the parents. I'm not their parent, so I can't take no responsibility. But as far as smoking marijuana on YouTube, I don't see why not, because I was watching this channel with ICP, and they were smoking weed. They were riding in a car smoking weed with the host. I forget the name of the channel and I forget the name of the show, and I'm not subscribed to it, but yeah, but Violent J and Shaggy didn't get arrested afterwards. Explain that one, YouTube. I bet you can't. Hell, in the same in a different in the same show had it wasn't the same show, but the same channel, Twisted from M&E Magic Ninja Entertainment. They were smoking a joint with I think that one dude from Cypress Hill. If y'all remember Cypress Hill, they did that song "Insane in the Membrane." Yeah, there was a dude from Cypress Hill. He was driving a car or a vehicle, whatever the fuck. And I think either Madrox was in the front seat or in the back seat. I can't quite remember. I think Madrox was probably in the back seat. Monoxide was in the front. And the guy fires up a joint and interviews them, because I guess that's what he does. He smokes with his guests. But oh yeah, I need to shave this mustache. But back to what I was saying. Mm. But they didn't get arrested for smoking weed on YouTube. So that's not necessarily that you could get arrested for smoking weed on YouTube. I wouldn't do it in a live feed. In other news, Sutter Kane did hit me back. He didn't say whether or not I could use his song or his video, but I did ask. I asked him if I could do that. I'm gonna post well, I can't post a screenshot because he hasn't responded. But when he responds, I'm gonna post a screenshot at the corner of right here. I'm gonna post a screenshot right there. But I'm talking to him. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get a response from him. I sent him a message. I'm waiting for him to respond. He did like one of my photos on Facebook because I messaged him at first, but he said he couldn't respond to me or he couldn't message me back. So he left a comment on my profile, not the Joker TV Facebook page, but my actual profile that I'm an admin from. I'm also asking if I could interview him, and if he says I can interview him, I'm gonna before the interview, I'm gonna play a music video or a song after I get his permission to use that because I don't want to get sued, and I respect the man. I respect the man. So I'm gonna wait. But I'll show you a screenshot. Hold on. Hold on, let me scroll up. I'm gonna take a screenshot of the comment. He actually thumbs up my shit. I had a feeling he would respond to me because I don't know. I think he talks to everyone. I know he talked to me when I was going through my depression. Like I said before in a previous video, the man actually talked to me when I was going through my depression. And he actually helped me though. Just by listening to me and talking to me, he actually helped me. But it would mean a lot to me and probably to this channel if I could get an interview with him. I'm going to write down some questions I want to ask him. And if you have questions for him, just email it to me. I'll leave the email at the bottom of the screen. I'll put the email at the bottom of the screen so you could write in your questions if you're fans of Sutter Kane or Insane Poetry, and I'll ask him those questions on this show. Even if he doesn't respond when I finish this video, or if he doesn't do the interview after this video's over, or after this episode's over, I'll remember to ask him your questions as well as mine, but I'll ask him my questions first, and then I'll ask him your questions on a live stream on Facebook from the Joker TV Facebook page, or through my Facebook page. But I'll still interview him. I'll still get the interview if he's down for the interview. But I'll stay on a music only topic. My questions will be music related. I'm pretty sure he'll be down with it, but I want to wait and see how he's going to respond, and I'll see. I'll check and see. I'll ask him if he's down for the interview. Well, like I said, yeah. We'll just take it one step at a time. And to think big, I think I want to interview Twisted. If ICP never became the very thing they hated, I would want to interview them too. But until then, I'll just stick I'm just gonna think big and try to get Twisted. Try to interview Twisted. It'd be awesome to interview them and put it on my channel. Or put it on my show. But yeah, YouTube shouldn't demonetize people for smoking weed on a channel, you know? Because people smoke weed on Facebook Live, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Facebook has more people than YouTube. I've been wanting to show these for a while. I have some comic books. I'm not selling them because I'm trying to build up my comic book collection. But since they're in front of me, I'm going to show you a couple of comics that I have bought. But I'll show you them in the order I bought them. Okay, this one was the first one I bought. I used to have a shirt. I used to have a shirt with both Harley and Joker on it. And then I later on I bought this. I bought this comic book. It's Batman Arkham City. Then later on I bought a Batman Arkham Knight comic. It's the prequel to the game. If y'all played Batman Arkham. And then finally, well, it's not final, but Harleen. Now this has some pretty good artwork. Pretty good artwork. I really like it. And then I got all the Joker Wars. Well, not all of them. But I got this one. I got this in here. I got this one, which is issue 97. And then I got issue 98. But with issue 98, they say it's round 2 of Harley Quinn versus Punchline. Which is, I'm not too big on the Punchline character, probably because I don't know too much about her. And I've only read issue 95 through 98. But I'm Harley Quinn all the way, you know. Even though she broke up with Joker and had a relationship with Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn is the original. She's an original. Punchline, I don't know. I don't know too much about her, but they did have a fight, which was... I didn't see the first fight, but I saw the second fight. And I think they should actually make a live action Harley Quinn versus Punchline battle, you know. Or at least a cartoon of it. Speaking of cartoons, I think if they do it, they need to do it for the Harley Quinn series. This right here. The Harley Quinn series used to be on Sci-Fi, but they took it off after season 1. I got season 2, and I'm dying to see what season 3 is going to be like. Where are they going to go with the Poison Ivy Harley Quinn relationship? Being that at the end of season 2, Poison Ivy was going to marry Kite Man, but there wasn't really too much chemistry between Poison Ivy and Kite Man. It's like she didn't really want to say she loved him and she didn't want to be with him. She didn't say any of that. But she actually showed more interest in Harley Quinn than she did Kite Man. Because all DC fans know Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are a couple. But I actually like the Harley Quinn series because Harley Quinn struck out on her own, and she actually accomplished a lot of things without Joker holding her back and without Joker saying things and everything. Joker was that telling her that she couldn't do. She actually proved the man wrong. She actually proved Joker wrong, and you got to give her props. She put up with a lot of abuse from Joker, and everything he said negative about her, she actually took that as motivation. Like, if somebody tells you you can't do something and you say you're still going to try or still going to do it, you should take it as motivation to say, hey, I'm going to step my game up and actually strike out on my own. Yeah, I had to talk comics for a while. I had to talk DC. Someone was asking me, you're wearing a Joker hat, but yet you're wearing a Batman shirt. I'm like, of course, Batman is possibly the main creator behind Joker. Besides, if it wasn't for Batman, Joker wouldn't exist. Joker would probably still be the Red Hood. Besides, without Batman, there'd be no Joker. Because Batman kind of spooked the Red Hood and he tripped over his cape and fell into that vat of chemicals that bleached his skin and dyed his hair green. And you gotta watch The Killing Joke. You gotta watch The Killing Joke because The Killing Joke actually explains everything in its entirety. I don't have The Killing Joke on DVD, but I have a ton of movies I downloaded from this movie downloader app. It used to be good until they set it to where till they updated it. I didn't want to update it. The update is actually crappy because before the update, you could actually see all the new movies that had came out, and that's how I ended up watching The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It, which wasn't bad. It was a great movie. Pretty much anything James Wan does is going to be great. He did Aquaman, which I, time and time again, try to look for the Annabelle Easter egg in that movie, but I could not find it. I watched it from beginning to end, and I could not find the Annabelle Easter egg. If anybody knows what I'm talking about and they know where it is, let me know because I want to go back and look at that shit. I'm more interested in when it comes to movies. I'm interested in the Easter eggs, the Easter eggs they use, the references they make. Because even though in The Dark Knight Rises, it was about Batman versus Bane and how Bane broke Batman's back, there were more Easter eggs and references in it. It was a shame that they didn't mention the Joker or anything. They didn't say anything about the Joker, but on the table right next to Bruce Wayne, when he's talking to Lucius Fox, you could see a magazine with the Joker's face on the cover. But I guess they didn't mention the Joker. They didn't mention that he was in Arkham Asylum or none of that shit because Heath Ledger died. But they still should have mentioned Joker as a character. Even though there couldn't have been a better Joker for that whole trilogy than the man himself, Heath Ledger. And it sucks. He died like right after the movie was done or right after the film released. Mm. Sorry, my nose is giving me shit. It's giving me problems. I need to shave off my mustache. I need to shave all this off so y'all could see my tattoos much better. And I'll make sure that after episode 2 of the Joker's Funhouse that I do shave off my mustache and this little patch here. Sorry, my nose is fucking irritated. Now, Birds of Prey. I'm gonna say I love that movie. They couldn't have picked a better actress than Margaret Robbie, which was in Suicide Squad as Harley Quinn. She actually owned that role. She actually owned that role. And I give her props, man. I can't wait to see what they do with Gotham City Sirens and where they're going to go with the relationship with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Because the Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship didn't last that long, and it only lasted till Suicide Squad. And when Birds of Prey came out, the Joker dumped her. He broke up with her. There could be a possibility that there might be a Poison Ivy Harley Quinn relationship in Gotham City Sirens that's coming out either next year or sometime this year, but most likely it'll be out next year, probably about a couple of months or a few months after the Batman movies release with Robert Pattinson playing Batman. Okay, the man played Edward in Twilight, but I don't know how the man's gonna do as Batman. A lot of people are speculating that the movie's gonna suck since they announced him as being Batman in the new movie. But I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and check it out. So Robert Pattinson, if you're watching, I don't think you will, but if you are, do not disappoint. Do not disappoint us. You might as well take some pointers from Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney on how the role of Batman is done. Because if everyone else had got that role down pat, I'm pretty sure you can too. And also, I heard about the new Flash movie. I think it's called Flashpoint, which is it goes back in time to Gotham City after Joker was captured. That must have been from '89. That must have been the if anyone remembers Batman from 1989 with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and Kim Basinger. The Flash movie with the guy who played Flash in Justice League, he should be reprising his role as the Flash again. But he's going to go back in time, I think. According to this video I watched on YouTube about a few months ago, um, he supposedly goes back in time to Gotham City, and it says Joker's been captured on one of the newspaper articles, and Michael Keaton is like an old Bruce Wayne Batman character. I think that's going to be interesting. If that actually happens and there's a movie that's going to have that scene in it, then I think a lot of people are going to be impressed. But then again, I'm speculating. Gotham City Sirens. Would Harley Quinn go back to the Joker? Actually, in possibly comic books and cartoon series, Harley Quinn does go back to Joker. Oh, and Joker doesn't change. He still abuses her. Still doesn't doesn't value her or treat her good. I think she goes back to him like a few times before she actually gets away from him. Because Harley Quinn is like an anti hero. She's not necessarily a villain. I think she would be more neutral. Kind of like Venom from Spider Man. You know how Venom, he's not really a bad guy, but he's more on the neutral side. Not like what you've seen in Spider Man 3, the Spider Man 3 movie with Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst and James Franco. And besides, there was something wrong with the Venom character. I don't like how they made him. Besides, with the Venom movie, I'm going Marvel for a sec. Even though I'm DC all the way, I'm going to go Marvel for a sec. I didn't like how Venom looked in Spider Man 3, but they actually did a good job with the movie Venom. And I think that they might come out with a Venom 2, I hope. They should come out with a Venom 2 because they were about to introduce Carnage. Cletus Cassidy gets taken over by a symbiote and becomes Carnage. And then there's other symbiotes that took over people and they got introduced. I want to see how that turns out. Besides, they even put Venom as a good guy, even though Venom is not good, he's not bad, he's neutral. He's like in the middle, but he aims on one side more than the other. He aims more on the bad guy side than he does on the good side, but he doesn't want to be considered bad and he doesn't want to be considered good. So he's neutral. But that seems pretty dope. I can't wait to see it when it comes out. But as far as lost my train of thought. Bear with me for a moment, everyone, because every once in a while I'm doing a video, I lose my train of thought. I I come to a point and I try to explain my point or make my point, and then I get a loss for words, I get tongue tied, or I lose my train of thought. So next time I go to Walmart, I'm planning to get a tripod. Not one of them table tripods, but one of them big ass tripods I saw. They were like $40. And then I'm gonna get a fucking microphone that I could stretch up. I could stretch and put on the top of my tablet. You won't see the mic, but it should probably come in crystal clear. I have another microphone, but I'm using that for gaming. I'm gonna get up and show you my mic. It's one of them little computer mics. See? It's a studio mic, but it's one of them small computer mics. I bought this on Amazon for like $20. $22. Get one of these for $22. But then again, they have some pretty nice stuff on Amazon. I got a couple of things I want to get from Amazon. And one of these days, if I get another tattoo, I'm going to make sure to record a video of it so I could put it up on Joker TV and let y'all see my tattoo. I don't know why I'm going to smoke again. I just smoked a cigarette. I don't know why I bought that Butterfingers though. Not something I should have bought. And damn this mustache, man. Hmm. I'm also looking forward to going back to Kissimmee, spending. Okay, I go to probation Wednesday, like I said before. Gonna stay till Sunday. Get permission from the probation officer. See if I can stay till Sunday, and then come back. Besides, I think I like spending 4 days maybe with my mom instead of 2, because my mom doesn't wake me up at 7 o'clock like my grandfather does. My grandfather will call me at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. And that shit really pisses me off, but I don't say nothing about it because I don't want to let him know that he's pissing me off. And my vibe and my grandparents' vibe, they don't mix. Because I always try to stay positive. They want to be negative. And a lot of my friends are like, dude, be positive, be positive. Because I used to be negative all the time. And my friend would tell me, dude, be positive. I'm like, dude, you don't know how hard it is to be positive when you're surrounded by negative people day in and day out. If this was a job, I should be getting paid for it. Besides, I like my mom. My mom is actually positive, and I consider my mom my best friend. I've said that in a previous video that my mom is like my best friend. She's my mom first, and she's my best friend second. Oh yeah, because my mom don't judge me. She don't criticize me. She don't argue with me about anything unless she's making a point about something. And I just smoked a cigarette. And if there's kids watching this, do not pick this habit up. It's a bad habit. Not only it would kill you, but it's a bad habit. It's a nasty habit, man. And I'm not even going to encourage you to smoke pot, but because I don't want your parents reporting my channel or even YouTube demonetizing my channel. But do not smoke cigarettes because cigarettes are bad for you. I do it because I don't know why I do it. It's just a great stress reliever. And besides, I'm on probation. I gotta smoke something. And if I can't smoke weed, I'm gonna have a fucking cigarette. And only cuss when you're making a point. When you're making a point to something, it's okay to slip in a bad word every now and then. And I think the only bad word that actually exists is GD. And I try not to say that too much. I can't promise that I won't say it, but I could only try not to say it. You know, when I was younger, before I moved in with my son's mom's family, his mom would say GD so much, it was ridiculous. I quit saying it because she said it every time, man. Every time she gets mad, she'd say GD, GD. Y'all know what I mean by that, but I ain't even gonna repeat it because it, it she just killed that word for me. But I say words like fucking shit, and shit has become so acceptable that they're actually allowing some characters on TV to say it. Like, you take South Park for instance. You remember when they used to say shit back in the day, and they bleeped that word out? We're back, and I had resolved the technical difficulties. And as I was saying, you remember back when they used to bleep out the S word like shit. It's like you couldn't say it on TV, and now it's acceptable. I'm sure you could hear it on Rick and Morty and South Park, and I think American Dad uses it. I think Family Guy is going to start using it if they ever do say that word. I know in some of the new episodes they don't bleep out bad words on DVD, but in the older episodes, like from season 1 all the way to season 3, they'll bleep out the bad words. But it's actually getting good. It's only a matter of time before they start allowing people to say fuck on TV, because fuck is actually a word that describes pain, pleasure, confusion. People use that word in all different sentences and statements. Sorry about that. I'm watching Family Guy. It's the episode where Peter got injected with the gay gene. That shit's funny as fuck. First, he got injected with the squirrel gene, then he got injected with the Seth Rogen gene, and then he got injected with a gene called the gay gene, and he started acting gay. And then they found out that the gene that was injected into him only lasted about a week, and he was gay longer than a week. It's kind of funny. I was going to talk about something else before we had technical difficulties, but I actually forgot what I was going to talk about because my mind is just weird sometimes. And it seems like this episode of the Joker's Funhouse is going to ran a lot longer than the episode before it, episode 1. But I will say this. Okay, for those of you who played the Batman Arkham games, I believe, in my opinion, that the games should have been longer. It should have been longer. It could have been longer because Batman has so many villains. I can't think of anyone in the DC universe or in the DC EU or the Marvel or the MCU that has more villains than Batman. Think about it. Batman has the Joker, he has Penguin, he has Two-Face, he has Harley Quinn. Well, Harley Quinn is not really an enemy of his. But he has Two-Face, he has the Riddler, he has the Clock King, he has this one guy. He doesn't appear in the game at all. Prometheus, I believe his name is. He's like the opposite of Batman. He had, because Prometheus had his family killed by cops, and he took on this identity to avenge his parents' murders, just like Batman had his parents killed by Joe Chill, and he wanted to avenge his family's the murder of his parents. He also has who else? Killer Croc, one of my favorites. He did. I hope I mentioned Joker, but I think I did mention Joker. He has who else does he have? I'm trying to remember. Drawing a blank. Oh, Hush, the identity thief. And in Batman Arkham Knight, he has the Scarecrow, which is a popular DC villain for Batman. He has who is it? The Arkham Knight, which you later find out is Jason Todd, because Jason Todd's been missing since Arkham Asylum. And if you look at Batman Arkham VR, which I couldn't play because I did have a VR, but I didn't like it because it was too short. I don't like short video games. Like God of War, I played that one time. I beat it the day after I bought it, and I wasn't too big on it. Even though they go heavy into Greek mythology, they have like Zeus, Hades, Poseidon, Gaia, and they have the Titans and the gods of Olympia, I believe. I like Greek mythology because I had a teacher in Kathleen High School when I was in the 12th grade who was heavy into Greek mythology, and she talked about that in her class. And that's how I became heavy into it, because I thought Greek mythology was pretty interesting. Now, before I close this video, you know what I usually have to do. I have to send a shout out to everyone who made this video possible. I have to give a shout out to Kitty for inspiring me without knowing she inspired me to do this channel. She didn't necessarily say, "Hey, go out and make a YouTube channel," or anything like that. It's just that when she complimented my tattoos, like I told the story in the best moment ever video, that kind of inspired me to do this video. I have to send a shout out to Ruben. Thank you for the music, man. Thank you for the instrumental. Y'all hear it at the beginning. Ruben, my boy Ruben, aka J Poison, he provided an instrumental for this show. And I gotta send out a shout out to Sutter Kane. Thanks for getting back to me, man. I hope we could make something happen. Either you get on my show and do an interview, or I do a live stream with you on Facebook.
Thank you for
Surely
sticking
I'll
all the way through and watching.
Put that in my
episode 2 of the Joker's Funhouse.
Third episode
like
of
this
the
video,
Joker's
you like the
Funhouse.
channel,
Y'all better check it out.
Like and subscribe to
Y'all check out the Joker's Funhouse.
this
channel.
episode 3. I don't have a name for
Joker
it, but
TV.
be sure
Also
to
follow us
check
on
it out.
Facebook.
Thank you for watching.
I won't tell you what time it comes on,
And we'll see you next
or what
time.
day it comes on, but all you need to know is that it'll come. The episode will come. I'll give you a heads up when I'm nearly finished with it. And thank you for watching.